So now I base people's guts on their track record. So if this person has trusted their gut, then I will tell this person, you know what? I think you should trust your gut.
Oh, because they have a good gut.
Someone's like, trust your gut.
Welcome back to another very serious episode of Careful Boys, where we have Gio with us today.
Oh, wow.
Lucky for us.
Traditional.
What a pickup.
Take a second and think about this.
All right.
What is the worst advice you ever gave somebody?
Oh,
Did I ever give somebody?
Like something that you tried to help with and you said the wrong thing and they did what you said and you went,
just be yourself. Just be you.
how did that backfire?
No.
You know what? I don't know the instance. But now I don't say this anymore. So before, I used to go, like when people, oh, what should I do? I'm like, whatever. I'm stuck between this.
Yeah.
I really want this, whatever. And I'll be like, I would just trust your gut. That's what I would used to say.
Oh.
But now I realize some people got stupid guts. So now I base people's guts on their track record. So if this person has trusted their gut, then I will tell this person, you know what? I think you should trust your gut.
Oh, because they have a good gut.
Someone's like, trust your gut. I go, what does your gut say? And they're like this. I go, dude, that other one. Do the other thing.
Why don't you just take out the middleman and be like, trust your track record?
That's a good one.
That's good.
Trust your track record.
Do you make the best decision when it comes to dating partners? No. Then don't fucking trust your gut.
Yeah, this new guy you're talking about, I wouldn't.
Don't date him.
Yeah, because before you just blindly believe it, right? And you're like, okay, cool. Because I think when people are giving advice, they're also going, this worked for me.
Right.
Should work for you. And then you start to realize, like, not everyone's the same or in different places. Some people might be smarter than you or dumber than you at certain things. And then I was like, oh, actually this whole blanket rule thing is not a great idea.
I stopped giving advice for that reason.
Why? What did you do?
Because what's in your head, they can't execute it. So like if you...
Is there a situation that you did a thing?
No, it's like repeated. Like, so you know, like as you grow, you start changing your beliefs, right, about the world. So like, for example,
If you're smart.
I used to think that all people needed was resources to get to where they want to be, right? So maybe some people don't have access to it. So then if you have a friend that's like, man, all I wanted to do is fucking be a gymnast or whatever, and you're like, well, guess what? I know a buddy with a gymnastics gym that'll probably let you train for free, this and that, and you just set them all up for fucking success, and then the one thing that's missing is self-determination or something. There's other things that can't get them there, even though you give them all this shit to fucking succeed. And then that's when I realized, oh, fuck, I was so wrong. Like, there's so much independent motivation needed in order for someone to actually get to where they want to be and all that. And I'm all like, everyone just got to fucking do their own shit and stop bothering me and asking me questions.
That's kind of true though.
No, but that's also a thing too, where it's like you always want to pass on what you wished you had. So for you probably had the determination. You're like, I just don't have the resources. Ooh, I know what you need. But then this person's lacking like 12 other things too.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck.
Because I thought that was the route that worked out for me or needed. Yeah. So then I think, oh, that's what. Yeah. But maybe they needed motivation or something else.
Yeah.
One of the worst advice I gave was, so like, I took note of things that were happening in my life because when I did So You Think You Could Dance season 1, I remembered that everybody in our cast of top 16 finalists almost everybody had like a significant other going into it.
Oh, wow.
The stress of doing the show was so high and the time commitments and everything that almost everybody broke up with whoever they were with because it was so hard, like things were just crazy.
How come they're not being supportive?
And all the other contestants were so fine.
I think it was a different time where dancers on a TV show like that was very new. That was like the first one of that nature where like you were sequestered. It was like a reality show type thing, so it was different. And so when season 3 came around, and this is like, so I messed up because I said this to Dietrich and he still blames me for this. He got on the show.
As he should.
Yeah, as he should. He's on the show. He makes it as a finalist. We're at like one of the first dinners. I'm with him, and he's like talking to me about advice on the show and stuff. And I was like, dude, just to let you know, man, everybody that was on the show with a girlfriend, they didn't work out. Everybody broke up. And he goes, oh, okay, all right. He goes and breaks up with his girl. Oh,
that is not your fault.
That's not advice. You're giving him data from your experience.
That's not your fault.
That's not like, I think
Dietrich, what are you saying?
He breaks up with his girl when they had like no problems. And he goes, yeah, Ryan told me that, you know, it's...
Thanks for getting my back, dude. Yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong.
He broke up with her, and then he hit me up like right after. He's like, hey, I did what you said, you know, I broke up with her. And I was like, no way. I didn't think he was gonna break. I was just telling him like, yo, you know, it's probably better that like if you go in single, you can focus on this.
Oh, so you did.
So you did kind of.
I said that. I didn't think he would do it. I was just saying,
of
like,
course he's gonna do it. You're his friend. If you tell me right now, hey, drop Bart, I'd be like, oh fuck, he's my friend. He has my best interest in mind.
Drop Bart.
Drop Bart.
No, but for sure.
Yeah. So he like for sure like at like
Okay,
right
no,
away.
it is your fault.
Pre-season, really good. Like, I mean, he was the top 20 had just started. Like, it wasn't like he was already.
I love how they're in a perfect relationship. Like, gotta shake this bitch off of me.
This dead weight.
To this day,
I can't dance with all this anchor.
He still tells the story, like, when he goes down his relationships, he still tells the story, oh yeah, I broke up with her because Ryan told me it was better.
But he seems like he's in such a happy relationship now.
Yeah, he's good now.
Does that ex-girlfriend know this story?
You know what's crazy? I feel like he broke up with her and told her like what I said.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure if that's. I don't know if that's true. If he's just like. I don't know if he's just like trying to like stab me further. But like when he says it, I think he told her that I gave him that advice.
Or is he trying to protect himself?
Maybe, I don't know.
That's another thing too. Is like, you can give advice, and they might twist what was said. And they might make a different action out of it and go, you told me to fucking do this.
I mean, he directly did the thing I said specifically.
I mean, in your case, you're wrong.
In this instance.
In your case, you're wrong. But there's so many things like that do go down, though.
That's what I realized too. People got their own algorithms. You say something, right? And then if they got a stupid ass, like I'll go in like, you know, Alex Hormozy, he's like this guy is crushing it with like business advice. Everything he gives is fucking bars. I go in the comments thinking everyone's like, oh, thank you for helping me with my life, whatever. There's people that are fucking arguing.
Yeah, criticizing it.
Yeah, and they're like, bro, do you have 9 figures?
Yeah.
This guy's giving you free advice, but your own stupid ass algorithm can't see the true content.
No, because he's from his mom's basement going like, dude, as an economics major, you don't know shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's tough because like that context is everything. Like even with my journey, same thing that Joe said. When I got older, I was like, I stopped saying advice to people because people are like, oh, I want some advice. I'd be like, I'm not gonna give you advice. I'll give you my opinion. And I was like, okay, cool. That's my safe way of protecting myself so I don't put somebody in that position. But then you still got shit that you don't know, right? So like, for example, we was obviously in crypto last year, right? And fucking like Luna, whew, rest in peace. She was killing it, right? So obviously she's killing it and people were just like, yo, you in crypto? So I remember my cousin was like, yeah, what are you doing? I was like, yo, dude, I'm in this thing called Luna, we fucking kind of ripping it, right? But that's the hard thing. Even with something like crypto, it's like you could be like, dude, this crypto is bomb. But if somebody doesn't do something and they buy it like at the top, you know what I mean?
At the time you told them, they waited a month or something. Yeah.
But like that shit sticks to you. It makes you feel really, really bad, right? So it wasn't just like him. It was like next thing you know, a week later, he's like, yo, dude, I told my buddy he just put in 10 grand, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and then literally everything starts to fucking crash and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Now you're just sitting in a pool of like this kind of guilt where you're like, oh, if I would have just not told anyone.
That's why I told people, don't tell anybody.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you guys want to help all your friends.
Cause you told people not to tell anybody? But yet you say it on camera all the time.
When people go up, it's all good. But when things go down, you know what I mean? You're like, man, I really hope that, you know, it's not my fault. But you're going to get that guilt no matter what. So that's why advice or whatever, it's so complex, and it's also just dangerous. The older you get, you just want to just hold on to your own shit, you know?
You guys never gave blatantly wrong advice that you regret, like in your earlier years of not being careful?
I'm pretty sure all of us has, but we don't remember.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly changing your things of what you believe is right. So in the moment when you believe something is right and someone asks you that you genuinely want to help, you go, oh, I got this fucking new thing, man, that I want to tell you about because I just found out. and then you just go, yeah, and then you forget. Everyone goes on with their days. They forget that they grow. They don't think that the way that they used to, and then you probably affected so many people around you with bad advice.
Well, that's like every time we were SDA and trying to power witness to people.
Power witness, yeah.
That was bad advice.
Right. That's true.
Telling other religions that they were doing it wrong.
Yeah. That's 100% true. And then I don't think people remember their faults much, or what they've done wrong, or who they used to be. Yeah, I think we're not capable of doing that because you can't grow and progress if you hold on to your old beliefs of who you were.
That's the crazy thing is I don't even think I would have remembered saying that to Dietrich unless he told me, and because like sometimes you don't even know you're giving advice.
Well, it's not even
like
a
I was just
fault,
talking.
right? Because it's not a fault unless someone tells you it's a fault, or unless like you see it happening. But if no one tells you,
yeah, right,
you don't know.
And then you don't see the effects of like what
the other way too, right? Sometimes somebody be coming up to you and be like, "Yo, I'm glad you told me this because I did this and blah blah, blah and things worked out." And you're like, "I said that."
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. You just like Ryan said. Sometimes you think you're just having conversation. You're not necessarily trying to like fucking see into the future for somebody's fucking soul. You know what I mean? And making judgment calls and stuff. Like you're really just talking about stuff from your perspective.
But once you said that to Dietrich, like your intention wasn't to be like, "Oh, you should break up with her."
I was just talking like an idiot.
Was that your intention? Like the desired outcome of like what you were? Probably not, right?
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered to me whether he did or not. I was just like saying. I was just.
It's like saying. Yeah. It's like the same outcome, but like saying it different. It's different from being like, "I think you should break up with her." It's like, yo, everybody did really well when they like was single and focused.
Yeah, and then it's true.
But it goes back to what Bart said. Like sometimes when you say certain things, once it leaves your mouth, it's out of your like it's not your responsibility how someone perceives it. This person's
algorithm.
Yeah, like they perceive it a completely different way based on their own experiences. So it's like once it leaves your mouth, it's not
like one of the most beautiful.
Really your fault.
One of the most beautiful things we witnessed here was Min from What's a Mortgage. Remember, like when he went bankrupt like crazy.
Yeah.
The second time, and he could bring the fucking data and go like, hey, you know, usually you're more successful if you're more single, you focus on your own shit.
Yeah.
They had their own talk. The wife is like, you know what? Like the only way to get out of this hole is if you don't have husband and you don't have wife duties. I'm gonna take our son. We're gonna go. I'm gonna take care of him. You spend 24 hours a fucking day for however long you need to get out of this hole.
Fix this, yeah.
And then so that could have been the other Dietrich's conversation. Hey, like this is the day that I got. Maybe for this season, I'll talk to you when I can. But I'm really gonna try to smash this fucking show. And then they could have came out way stronger had he had that algorithm, you know?
Yeah.
But everyone processes things the fuck.
Bart's giving advice right now, by the way.
No, never.
Not
But
for real.
Trust your gut, everybody. Trust your gut. Especially if you've been fucking up. If you've been fucking up like crazy, your gut's gonna take you in the right direction.
You're fucking up like crazy.
It relieves people of personal responsibility when you have someone that gives you like a roadmap, and then you take it and you go, I followed your roadmap and it failed, you son of a bitch. And it's like they never have to take responsibility for those actions because they took someone else's advice.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Ryan told me to do it or whatever. You know, it's like.
Did it ever happen to you with something when people came back and was like, yo, you told me this, and you're like, I did?
Joe.
I thought you were talking to him. Well, this is why I don't talk too much about investment advice and things like that because I did want to share people.
Financial advice.
I did want to share with like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like I'm into this. Like I do talk about the coins that I was into and whatever, and then like I'm like, hey, I think this is a good buy for whatever reasons, but I never say the words, you should buy it too, because every single person has different levels of what they can stomach, their risk tolerance, what their situation is. Like if you're making like, you know, $2,000 a month, is it wise to put $2,000 a month into crypto? Probably not. But if you're making But if you're making $100,000 a month and you can stomach throwing away $2,000 a month on crypto, maybe that's okay with you, right?
So like a month, $2,000.
So it's like it's ratio. It's dependent. It's every person has this like ability to either do or not do, and I have to assess that first from every person. And for everything like relationships and whatever, if they're asking me a genuine question that they want me to answer like truthfully, then I think what I try to do now is to see if like what stage they are in and what would be appropriate for them, instead of me going like, this is what will work for me, and it should probably work for you. Yeah.
There's still only one piece of advice that I still kind of sometimes give to my homies and stuff like that. Anytime one of my homies is like, you know, oh, I'm dating somebody new, I'm like, is she a Vietnamese girl? And then they're like, yes. And then I'm just like, be careful.
Because that's even what Quentin Jackson says. Quentin Jackson says he loves Asian chicks, but he stays away from the Vietnamese ones.
I just say be careful. It doesn't.
That's it's very neutral.
Huh? This is my opinion. I don't know.
You don't go, be careful.
I go, check the track record, man.
Check the gut health.
You know, on the other side, I have been blamed for not following advice, which is pretty crazy.
What advice?
And, like, some of my homies got mad at me. So I think like for me, like the way that I like to like formulate like my ideas, I'll have like a notion of something, and then I'll ask different people that I think have different perspectives on it, so that I can get the most well-rounded.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, so when I first got into like investing or whatever, I'm like, okay, Steve, what do you think? Then he's like super into crypto. I'll ask people who are super into real estate. People are super into stocks, conservative, risk, like everything, right? And I go all the way around. And then I go, okay, cool. And then of course, when you're speaking to every single one, none of those people think you're talking to 90 other people. So they just tell you, and then they might think you're an asshole. Like, wait, I literally told you what to do.
Right.
You're not doing that exact thing, but then I'm talking to 90 other people to formulate what I think is the best.
Yeah.
And
You're talking about Steve, right?
No. This is early college. In early college, I would have friends that would be like, and it ended up being like a consensus in the group. Bart never listens to us. But then I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. I'm not an asshole because I don't keep coming back with the same problem, because that's what asshole is, right? Like, give me advice, you give me advice.
They just want to vent.
I am evolving, but I'm not evolving in the way you're telling me. It's I get everything,
It's not one person
and then I go, oh, okay, I think this way fits me. But then, so I'm not staying in the same place. I'm actually moving. But then people would get mad at me for not each following every single one.
dumb.
But all of you guys literally are giving contradictory advice though, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's how like a good idea forms.
It's a good perspective.
Yeah, you get a rough rock, and all of us polish it a different way, and I'll have this new thing to take on.
That's true. That's probably the best way to.
But once you open up the door with advice, right? Like, depending on who's giving you that advice, they're giving you a piece of themselves. So now they're invested into your actions.
That's true.
Because it's like, now it's like, hey, I told you something. Now you might validate me being wrong or right, depending on how you make actions.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, then they get insecure of like, oh, maybe you think I'm stupid. That's why you didn't follow what I said. You know, and so I think it's also dependent on like, can the person giving you this advice also deal with your actions? There's just so much
How
shit.
annoying.
It is. There's so much shit.
People take that shit personal though.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
It's
one
really
thing.
true.
That's true. I've been telling this guy that's like sitting right there, gotta move to Vegas, gotta move to Vegas, gotta move to Vegas, gotta move to Vegas.
You already moved to Vegas.
And then I keep going, have you moved to Vegas? No, what the fuck? You don't care about your wife, you don't care about your family, you don't care about your future.
I'm just polishing a rock the right way by getting a bunch of advice from a bunch of different things.
Hey, that's good. That's good. I like
So
it.
he's gonna move to the point in between all the places people have suggested.
Barstow!
Peggy Sue's.
Oh my god.
Barstow!
Here I am in beautiful Barstow.
All right, yeah, Eddie Bauer, 50% off every day. Awesome.
Kinjas Complex, Victorville.
That's amazing.
I heard that there's really good breakdancing schools for kids in Las Vegas.
Oh, there is, yeah, district, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, the district, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But that don't make Vegas that tight.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I'm just saying, if you guys want a job, there's breakdancing schools that are highly recognized.
I'm moving out to Vegas because I need work.
At a breakdancing school.
Moving there because you need house,
That's good.
not house lessons.
House music.
There is a community called Terra Luna. We've seen it.
There is.
Is it still there?
And I was so gonna buy a place there.
You fucking troll.
Just to be funny, yeah.
There's one called Solana too. There's a bunch of that's a bunch of like crypto named communities.
I gotta pee, we're gonna cut.
Must be bad, dude.